and they're so big that they can get away with it. Well, this TPP was going to be a gang up on China. And when Trump pulled out of it, the pressure's off. China's now pretty much free to do whatever it wants. So anyway, this is a situation where, yeah, that was stupid.
By the way, China, how they're going to reaction for TPP?
I think it's probably, China? Well, they're setting up their own trade.
Outset.
Outset.
Then China basically doesn't prefer the multilateral. They do prefer the bilateral treaty for the trade.
Oh, you mean China? No, China is, what you said, RCEP, okay? Why they are chasing for RCEP is bilateral agreement, but RCEP is they are excluding intellectual property, okay? TPP is covering every area, so China cannot join the TPP membership.
If they do, they'd have to change.
No, they cannot. They just intellectual property. They are so weak. They need to protect their industry.
Well, I'm just saying that the minute that Trump pulled out of the TPP, he gave up one of the strongest ways to influence China that he had.
You mean China had a very heavy interest in TPP? You mean?
If China gets frozen out of these markets, and it would be.
So what's the possible, the positive expectation of the Trump's decision to get out of the TPP? It could be maybe he's thinking United States could deal with China in a direct way.
And Japan and Australia. Yeah, he always believed that he could do a better job one-on-one than as a group.
So they're matching.
Well,
China, United States.
Yeah, well, believe me, Xi Jinping is a lot smarter than Trump. So Trump's going to have a hard time, over thinking that guy. So here's what I think is going to happen. Trump's going to get run out of office at the end of his term, and I believe a Democrat is going to come in and they're going to sign TPP because the 11 members have already ratified it, right? Have all 11?
Yeah, ratified, yes.
That means it's formally approved. It's done.
Yeah.
So the United States can join by just voting by ratifying it themselves. So I think what's going to happen is a Democratic president's going to come in 3 years, and he's going to reverse that decision and join TPP. Because in the next 3 years, what's China going to do? I mean, they're just getting stronger and stronger and stronger every day.
Do you mean Xi Jinping?
Yeah. President for life now.
By the way, how do you think about the American deficit? Trump talking about, he want to improve deficit against
Kim Jong-un?
No, deficit, the finance deficit.
Oh, the deficit.
Deficit. Sorry. My accent is...
Do you remember how they hammered Barack Obama about the deficit? The United States deficit, the amount, the national debt. The United States owes trillions and trillions of dollars on its debt, and they just hammered Barack Obama every single day. Deficit, debt, deficit, debt, and then they passed this tax reduction bill. And it added $1.2 trillion to the deficit.
Oh, you mean Trump, right?
Yeah, Trump did. And I'm like...
No, I'm talking about trading deficit.
Oh, between China and America?
America, China, not only China, but also Japan and also Canada.
Well, it's not necessarily a bad thing. A trade deficit is not, by definition, bad.
No, he just reducing trading deficit.
Well, the thing is, you can live with a trade deficit.
Of course.
Not be hurt by it.
Yeah, my understanding. But he wants to reduce trading deficit.
Well,
why he is saying that?
First of all, it feels good to him. You know.
What do you mean feels good for him?
Oh, it's like
he don't like red figures.
He's a victim.
Oh, victim. Okay.
He's a victim, and this is one of the ways he's a victim. They're taking advantage of us. Japan's taking advantage of us. You know.
My question is it true?
Well, I mean, trade is one of those things you negotiate all the time. I mean, it's up and down. You know, this little problem pops up here, and then you got to deal with. It's not a static situation.
And also, he told that okay, yen is more dollar was supposed more cheaper than yen. He told that because of that.
No. What he was saying is the yen's cheaper than the dollar.
Yen is cheaper than dollar.
Saying,
so
okay, and what I'm saying is, you got a strong dollar and you're complaining.
That's right.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I know, but why he's saying that?
Because first, just like the trade deficit. In my opinion, believe me, I'm not a scholar. I'm just somebody who reads. In my opinion, it feels good. Because he's a victim. He's insecure. It feels good. You know? But the second thing is, he's got all these people who are talking in his ear. Like Peter Navarro. I don't know if you know who that is. He's totally anti...
Oh, Navarro is recent, his advisor.
Yeah. And he's totally anti-China trade. Totally anti. Well, he's in his ear all day long. China. They're screwing you. They're taking everything. Blah, 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 blah. Be a man. Stand up. You know. So Trump is insecure, and he's got people who are talking to him that are telling him to do the things that he thinks will make him feel more secure. I think that's what's going on.
So,
it's not logical.
Okay.
It's not smart.
Okay, so another question is, so now if so, what's going on?
Well, what are you talking about with the tariffs or with the...
No, not tariff. I'm talking about trading deficit and also talking about yen and dollar balance exchange rate and what's going on?
Well, as far as the exchange rate goes, I think, even though the stock market in America is just booming right now.
Yes.
I think that the dollar is shaky.
What do you mean shaky? I don't understand.
Well, it's you noticed it's 106 yen to the dollar today. Well, 2 months ago it was 115 to the dollar.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So that means the yen is getting stronger and the dollar is getting weaker.
That's right.
So my opinion, and this is an area where I really get confused.
Weaker dollars cause them better economy? But exchange rate doesn't affect for the business.
A weaker dollar means that your exports go up and your imports go down. Your exports make more money, your imports cost more money.
Yes, that's right.
So I don't know how to say what's good.
It doesn't affect much for economy, but why Trump said he requested stronger yen?
Somebody's whispering in his ear, and he doesn't have the smarts. He doesn't have the smarts to figure this out. What he doesn't understand is what's happening in Japan and why the yen is being devalued.
I don't understand. He is talking about open the market for American car.
What in Japan?
Yeah.
Well, make a car the Japanese will buy.
No, it's not the tariff. It's
No, it's the quality of the cars.
Yeah.
The Japanese don't like American cars because they aren't made very well.
How come he's talking about pushing American car to buy?
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand all this stuff.
But just you told me that core supporter is about 30%, and this sustains his position.
They're just like him. These are people who believe that their job has been taken away by the Chinese, the Japanese, the Malaysians, the
But this is not
Vietnamese.
true.
I know it's not. And the thing is, everything I've read about this kind of situation, globalism, the low skill jobs move to the countries that provide the cheapest labor.
And not anymore.
Yeah, it does. It's still doing it. China's doing it too. China used to do all this manufacturing that was low skill, hand done. They're moving that off to Vietnam and
Not America. America, they no revive low skilled work in America.
The thing is, when you offload the low skill work to another country, that gives you the chance to raise the level of skills in your own country.
But America is actually, Trump said the low skilled blue workers try to give them job, right?
Well, that's what, like the steel thing. That's what the steel tariffs.
Well, steel is just actually they try to open the steel mill. This is ridiculous.
Well, like I'm saying, globalism works if you understand how it works. And yes, in globalism there are inequalities.
They're going to losing money.
That's no, you go in there and you fix the problem. Do you retrain these people? Do you provide seed money for new businesses? There's a number of things that you can do when there's an imbalance in the economy due to global free trade.
Mm.
Yes, people are going to get hurt. There's no doubt about it.
Exactly.
But you fix the problem. You don't get rid of free trade. You fix the problem in your culture, in your country. And there's a number of ways to do that.
This caused America getting into trouble if Trump doing that protection for free trade, right? Cause problem. But I don't understand how long does it take, or how long can he sustain the current situation? This is not common sense, right?
We'll see. We'll start seeing some problems this year.
This year.
Yep. This
Continue.
year. Yep.
Whole this year.
This year we'll start seeing some problems from all this stuff.
Unbelievable.
This since the tax bill was passed, we now have 1 month to look at, and the U.S. Deficit soared, just went way up. Immediate reaction to the tax bill. Deficit goes up.
But he doesn't care for the deficit, because this some aspect is he tried to encourage their industry get more profitable. Right? Right?
So there's this kind of the question is not to generate the entire the cult of Donald Trump, but what he have done is get to say something first, then to see what's gonna happen. Is it for negotiation or just and carefree? He happens to say something first. That, for example, just calling after he was elected, just calling the Taiwan and also for the Iran nuclear deal, he's upholding the deal, but he's saying the Iran is not living up the spirits of the deal, and also to Japan. How come United States is keeping paying for much of the money for Japan, and just it's maybe his style, just started to go straight forward, and do utilize that for the next table of the negotiation.
Either
or
that,
just his character,
or
calculating, or just happening there.
Or maybe his character is he just gets up in the morning and he says, "I'm going to do this today." Not for any real reason other than I'm just going to do it.
Like a woman.
And there are people like that, people who just say,
like my wife.
I'm just going to do it. I don't care.
Like my wife. You said you're going to take lunch with me. She said, no, I'm going to wake up this morning. I don't want to go. No reason.
Yeah, even though it's even doubtful, debatable, but the Trump is one of the successful the person in the business. Yeah, of course, whereas he was sometimes the losing money, but finally he has been considered to be getting successful in his business. So basically, in order to get their business successful, there must be some the smartness by calculating something ahead of something happen.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a cynic. I don't think he's successful.
Oh.
And I think if we saw his tax returns, we'd find out he's not. He went bankrupt 6 times.
6 times?
Yeah.
Well, unbelievable. By the way, just he has so strong self-confidence.
He's not confident, self-confident.
No?
No.
Looks like confident.
He puts on a good show, but he's not self-confident. He is scared. He's insecure, and he doesn't finance any of his projects with his own money. He borrows it.
But how do you think about that? Takashi said, like an Iranian deal.
He says that Iran is not living up to the deal, up to the agreement.
Yeah.
Everybody else, including people in the American government, say, yes, they are. We've verified every single thing. They're in perfect compliance. So it's a lie.
What do we lie?
When he says they're not complying with the agreement.
Yeah, what he said is he didn't break this deal entirely, but he is saying that Iran is not adhering to the spirit of the deal.
Well, there's a problem. Iran is testing these missiles, which are illegal in terms of the UN or something like that. They've got a missile development program, but the missile development program is not mentioned in the nuclear disarmament treaty at all. It's not even discussed. So, it's a different problem that you got to go now. Okay, now we got to go, start dealing with this. But we got 10 years of no further development, and you want to give that up?
10 years for what?
In Iran.
No, 10 years development for what?
The nuclear development.
Really?
That treaty lasts for 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so why give it up? It just stupid. He's stupid. There's some. What I'm gonna say is like when I said that the tariffs give him a negotiating position on NAFTA. I don't think he knew that when he did it. I think he was just lucky that he got up one morning and said something stupid, and it happened to be, well, maybe you could help with the negotiations. It's luck. I don't think he's smart at all. I think he's dumb as a brick.
You say he's Tirasum?
He's what?
Who's dumb?
Trump.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be a bit. Well, I'm not going to say that. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he cheated his way through Wharton Business School, but Now I'm getting out of control.
But regarding Iranian deal is Congress will not accept Trump's opinion.
Well, Congress is going to have to pass a law.
Pass a law?
Yeah, because Trump, the law that Congress passed before, they ratified the Iranian nuclear disarmament agreement. Congress ratified it, but they added a clause that said that the president has to re-verify every 60 days that the Iranians are in compliance.
So it means waiver?
Well, every 60 days he has to say, yes, they're in compliance. And if they're not, then
waiver?
There's a period of time, like 12 months or something
12 months.
So I'm not sure what the number is, but there's a period of time if the president doesn't
accept it,
re-verify that they're in compliance, then the treaty is null and void.
Really?
Oh, so that is why Trump said he doesn't recertify.
I didn't know that.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So, but how long will it going to be effective?
I don't know. It's 6 months, 10 months, 12 months. I don't know. It's a period of time.
But the European countries will not accept American opinion.
There's nothing they can do. This treaty is signed.
Yeah, even if America is retreat from this agreement, but European people already accepted no sanction.
The Europeans will uphold their end of the deal.
Right?
Yeah. And I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah. See, that's why it was so easy for him to not recertify.
Oh, okay.
Because there was no immediate negative.
But still, in every kind of aspect, the Trump action is some wrongdoing, actually, right? But
yeah, stupid.
Yeah, stupid, right? But why America, population support him?
Well, the 30% that support him believe that he's right.
Yeah, 30%. But 30% is marginal, right?
It doesn't get you reelected.
But it means he can sustain next 4 years.
Yes.
You mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I want to discuss about the other couple issues. One is North Korea.
Okay.
The other one is Afghanistan. So, how do you think about North Korea, Kim Jong-un?
I think that he's playing him.
What mean?
I think he's playing.
Playing
Trump.
Playing means
playing him.
Play.
I think he's playing him. I think he wants to get something, and the minute he gets it, he's going to
get something.
Money or I don't know, something. I don't think Kim Jong-un wants. First of all, there's no way he's going to denuclearify. Do you believe he's going to give up those weapons? I don't.
Sorry?
Do you believe that Kim Jong-un is going to give up those weapons?
It depends on the anything in return.
No, he never give up.
I don't think
never
he'll
give up because
ever give
his
up.
father, the grandfather, is the same.
I don't think he'll ever give them up.
If he were to seriously consider their citizen, their person, he really wants to make the country climbing up from the bottom, then the giving up the nuclear, the development is the best way for him to negotiate with any country to let them give the country some the financial support.
Well, but then what you're doing is you're telling me that Kim Jong-un has the country at heart and not himself. You're defining what he is as a person. And my opinion of Kim Jong-un is he's like Trump. The only person he cares about is himself.
Mm.
Are you saying that you think he believes in the country in any other way than just to make him, the number one guy? Are you saying he cares about the people of North Korea, that he cares about the economy, that he cares about the culture?
Doubt it.
You think he? And we don't have to. We don't have to answer this question tonight. But what you just said tells me that you believe that he's a good guy.
Yeah, I just say if this is the case.
Yeah. Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's his best negotiating tool or chip. That's his best chip. But
that's not going to happen.
No, hold on. I'm not going to. That's my opinion. and I would rather that you're right and I'm wrong.
I'm not saying with confidence.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the history of Korea, every single agreement that Korea has signed, they've gone back on.
With North Korea.
North.
With the United States.
Korean people.
North Korea, every single agreement North Korea has ever had with the United States, they've reneged on. And the United States has reneged on their agreements too. The United States is not pure in this situation.
The Korean culture is like that.
Yeah, I know. They're pretty hot-headed.
Yeah, my wife is half Korean, so I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, just Takashi's opinion. Half of those I follow him because Kim Jong-un, he wants to protect his position.
Yes.
He wants to protect his life.
Right.
It means he also concerned about his people.
But only because
protect him.
That protects him.
So it means he tried to give something for people. The current North Korean people saw poverty.
Mm-hmm.
And extreme poverty, at going to extreme poverty, will something happen, some revolutionary movement activity, something, or movement.
Yeah, so you got to keep the people fed.
So he needs money.
He needs cash.
Cash to provide those people for them, give them food.
Right.
So at this standpoint, he tried to protect himself. He needs money. So if that current situation going on, he can sustain, give their people, give them food. So it means he, at certain level of point, he need to give up current, spending money for nuclear bomb.
Well, the nuclear development is very, very, very expensive.
So he cannot sustain current development.
Yes, I agree with that.
If his continued current situation is going on, he cannot sustain his country.
I agree with that.
So it means that's the reason Kim Jong-un proposed meeting with Trump to negotiate. But he never discussed his atomic bomb equipment.
I don't think so.
Right?
Why give up the one thing that you have?
Exactly. But he needs money.
He needs cash, and that's going to be the first thing he asks for.
So my question is, Trump will going to give money for him?
If Kim Jong-un plays him right, yes, he'll give him money.
But Kim Jong-un never discussed nuclear weapon, right?
In my opinion, I don't think he'll ever give them up.
But still Trump will give money?
Oh, yeah, for a little, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Okay, so if you don't test any more missiles over the next 5 years, I'll give you $50 million or something like that. Yeah, I can see that happening.
But he never do that, but still give money for him?
I can see how, in little bitty ways, money can change hands.
Is this American way?
Well, Trump's way is to make... Now, remember, no other American president has met with the leader of North Korea.
Okay, by the way, do you remember Cuba?
Yes.
36 years, American president never met with Castro. Obama did. Same thing happened for North Korea.
Yeah, but why would you meet with the leader of North Korea now?
This is my question. Why Trump will go and decide to meet with him?
Because he needs to.
Why?
To make himself look good. I'm the only one who ever brought North Korea to the negotiating table. It's only me. I'm the only one who can do it. And see, here I am, and he's right next to me. He needs Kim Jong Un next to him. Whereas George W.
Bush,
Bush,
he tried to both.
George W.
both
Bush,
himself.
Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George H.W. They didn't need the leader of North Korea next to him, but Trump does. He needs to have that guy right next to him. See, I can do it.
That's it.
What?
That's it.
That's what I think. So anyway, they'll meet, and it'll go nowhere.
Okay, so how about...
Well, I'll tell you what, it did go somewhere.
Okay.
On these military exercises that are coming up, the America-South Korea military exercises, they have this time of year every year. This year, America is not going to send an aircraft carrier as part of those exercises. That's what I read. I don't know if this... So, in response to Kim Jong-un's offer, America is going to tone down the military exercises. So, yeah, he's already gotten something. Just by opening his mouth.
So what do you think of the potential contribution of Japan in this debate, in this the conflicts, or anything can be said what's going on? Japan has input some form of relationship which is not the one which can be considered a good one.
Yeah.
And always the bad and this making the conflicts. But Japan has always have interest as national security, national interest being affected by the Korean Peninsula.
Yeah, I know, and that's a hell of a position to be in, isn't it? That's bad.
Are you talking about Japanese involvement or some kind of contribution?
Well, I think that Japan ought to stay out of the middle of this for now. This is really between two egos. It's between Kim Jong-un and Trump. And then I think South Korea kind of has a little bit of a hand in it because South Korea wants to get along with North.
Do you think Japan can involve something for them?
I think so, but I think Japan ought to take a back seat right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Take back seat, but always back seat.
Yeah, but I don't see how you can get anything that you want out of this if you get involved. I mean, basically all you want is for North Korea to leave you alone. Well, I mean, that's kind of what's going on now without having to really go talk to them. That's the way I see it. Believe me, correct me if I'm wrong on this thing. I think down the road, if there were some way to normalize relations with North Korea, then Japan's role would be to get involved in development. You know, Japan can bring a lot of help to North Korea in terms of agriculture and manufacturing and infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. So I think the role for Japan would be, once things get settled down, is to become an economic development partner with the North Koreans.
Yeah, it could be, and yeah, I want to see it as not for North Korea at this moment, of course, but
no way.
The Japanese, the government with the leadership of the Mr. Abe, have been trying to get out of Japanese market with the so-called the infrastructure export as one package, especially to ASEAN countries, to help them build up the new infrastructure.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the large part of the ODA is coming now to Vietnam and Indonesia, the other countries in Asian emerging countries.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that could have another aspect of the Japan, the being ally of the United States,
Mm-hmm.
who is potentially the competitor against China.
Yeah.
Who or which will take more influence or advantage on the last resort, so-called last resort in the world, who is the showing the highest rate of the GDP growth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then Japan is trying to do something like what you said, the contribution to make the infrastructure or agriculture. Then that could be the potentially the good for North Korea, even for North Korea. Then my job is the part of that initiative.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm always wondering and asking Unno-san how myself as Japanese and the company from Japan is contributing or the making more presence to represent the good aspect of Japan as country and also the making the money.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Yeah, on the other hand, we have to see the China influence from north to the Southeast Asia with the initiative of AIIB or One Belt, One Road. Then that could be Japanese role to be taken in ASEAN regions, but I don't know how much it could go.
In China?
No.
Or in ASEAN?
No. Trump is thinking about negotiating with North Korea. He tried to utilize Japanese people. And Trump asked Japan, you're going to prepare money and you're going to prepare human resources to support North Korea instead of American involvement. But Trump will negotiate with Kim Jong-un, but Trump will ask Japan for involvement, not China.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Trump don't like China.
Yeah,
so he negotiates with, okay, Kim Jong-un, okay, you don't develop nuclear power plant, power bomb. And then America will go and support you, but America itself, Trump don't want to reach his hand. Instead, he just asked Abe, you involve.
Well, I think that it could be productive for...
Maybe his idea, right?
Yeah, well, I think it could be productive for Japan. You know, I mean, the minute America gets involved in that kind of stuff, they kind of get rid of everybody else. You know, they roll over the thing. And if you have a bilateral relationship with North Korea, a stable North Korea, then yes, you're going to be investing money over there, but I believe in the long term, you're going to be getting money back.
Okay, my opinion is, what Trump is doing is he tried to retreat from the rest of the world.
I don't think he knows what he's doing, to be honest with you. Trump believes, yes, he is. He's
right?
he's given up on North American NATO.
Mm-hmm.
He's given up on NATO. He gave up on TPP.
Mm-hmm.
He's at odds with Mexico and Canada over NAFTA.
Mm-hmm.
He's deployed these tariffs to the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
he tried to utilize ally. Okay, he tried to utilize ally. So Asia, okay, Japan need to take care of them. So North Korea is one example.
Well,
But Trump will going to overlook what Japan is doing.
Well, that's where Abe has a relationship with him.
Yeah, he is following Trump.
And so I think that Trump believes that he's like this.
Exactly like that.
But I think Abe's pretty smart about this whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's got his ear.
Really?
Yeah, I think he does. But he does it in a way that is non-threatening.
Really?
Yeah, Abe does not threaten Trump at all. He lavishes praise on him.
He understands
all this
his character. Okay.
And he knows that's the way to get Trump to listen to him. I think Abe's pretty smart about this.
Okay.
And so what he wants is when Trump goes into that meeting with Kim Jong-un, Abe wants to be able to say, well, watch out for this, do it this way, don't forget about this, blah, 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 blah. But do it in a way that Trump doesn't feel like, do it in a way where Trump feels like it's his idea. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But Japan doesn't have that much military force. It doesn't, they can't just stand up and
okay, by the way, so if so, how do you Xi Jinping's reaction against for those Trump issues for North Korea?
Well, that's an interesting thing because first of all, if things settle down in North Korea, Xi Jinping is going to be happy because he doesn't have to worry about a flood of refugees coming across the border and coming into China. He wants a stable North Korea so that they stay in North Korea.
But he might lose geographical buffer between the South Korea, who is basically considered as an ally with United States.
Yeah, and we have 50,000, 60,000 troops in South Korea. Still, yeah.
The North Korea is having some of the buffer or space between the countries.
Yeah, it is. It may be that what Xi Jinping wants is a stable North Korea and then status quo. Just no changes. Keep it the way it is. Stay out of my backyard. Don't bug me. I don't know. Xi Jinping he's kind of the new force in this world.
Yes, new force is.
And I don't know exactly
he is trying to chasing for China imperialism in the world.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what his agenda is.
Oh, he tried to lead the world.
Yeah.
And first of all, he tried to control Southeast Asia, so extending to India.
And now Africa, too.
And then Africa.
Yeah.
And 1 decade later, South America. Do you know the lot of investment in South America already?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they are going to making a second canal.
Yeah.
And that's their intention. They try to close that to South American country. So it means they want to dominate in the world. But they know that demographic is deteriorating in next 20 years. So they understand they cannot sustain their power. So they need to dominate within 10 years. This is their intention.
Well, they better keep their economy.
Yeah, economy growth. Their growth is within 10 years.
Because if they go into recession, all these plans go down.
But the other way around, America is very healthy country next 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why? Because South America, Middle America, Mexican people move into America. That helped them, right? Do you know how many white people there?
I know.
100 million.
Where, in South America?
No, United States.
100 million.
Yeah, white people. 200 million is not white people anymore. Brown people.
Yeah, minority, majority.
Yeah, this is continuing. So next 2 decades later, white people will support the minority.
Yeah, and they're scared. White people are scared. They're scared in America.
So many people misunderstand America is white people country. No.
The thing is, I don't know if you know much about American history. The same thing existed back in the 1800s. You know, the Ireland experience, the potato.
Oh, you mean the 1800s? Is Louisiana was still belonging to France.
Well, my point is that the potato famine in Ireland occurred.
Oh, okay.
And all of these Irish people came to America.
Right.
And they were treated just the same way as black people.
Yeah, right.
Just, there used to be signs, on like the walls, the doors of the businesses. INNA. Irish need not apply.
What do you mean?
Don't ask for a job here because you're not going to get one because you're Irish.
You mean the Irish was discriminated?
They were discriminated against big time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. It was when the potato famine happened.
Oh, you mean the 1800s?
I think it was the 1800s, but I'm not positive.
But now is America government try to protect people coming from Middle America or South America.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is we've been through this before.
So it means what I'm...
And the thing is, once those people actually come over here...
Yeah, I want to say...
You know what they want to do? They want to get a job. They want to get their kids in school. They want to fit in.
They cannot. This is America.
They want to fit in. They become good, contributing citizens. That is why diversification, it makes a country stronger.
Trump said, okay, we don't like... Do you know that a couple of days ago, Trump said Haiti people,
Haitians. Yeah.
Shithole?
No, Haitians.
No, shithole.
He called them a shithole?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And African too.
No, Haiti and African people, shithole. Don't come to the America.
Shithole countries.
Yeah, shithole.
All these people from those shithole countries don't come. We don't. Why do we want people from those shithole countries to come here? Let's get more Norwegians.
Oh, that's right, Norwegian.
Well, Norway is one of the nicest countries in the world to live in. They don't want to come to America.
They don't. Right, that's right. But this is American can survive because of the brown-colored people.
Yeah, well, he's going to be gone. The thing is, and this is one of the things we need to keep an eye on with Germany. You know, they let in, how many of those refugees did they let in?
Oh, 1 million.
1 million?
Yeah, 1 million.
We need to see what happens, because I know some of those people are bad. You know, some of them are troublemakers, but most of those people were just looking for a new home, a place to work, a place to put their kids in school. So I want to see what happens in Germany in the next 10 years with those 1 million refugees.
Do you remember Germany's bad history for the inviting taxi people in Germany before? 2 decades, 3 decades ago? A lot of Turkish people coming to Germany.
I didn't know that.
They cause a lot of problems for the culture. Islam is doing well with democracy. Islam.
Well, it works in America. If it works in America, it can work
minority.
in Germany.
Islam minority state.
Yeah. Well, it's still a minority in Germany. I mean, they may not be 1 million people, but Germany's got, what, 20 million people?
Germany, no, more than 50 million. By the way, this is my curiosity. Why America is so many races, so many people, but no problem for like Islam, no problem. Why America is, because reason is, American people is kind of comprehensive, accepting, you know.
Well, as long as
as
long as they assimilate into the American culture,
yeah,
learn the language, you know, obey the laws, you know, pay your taxes, you know, as long as you do that, and don't try to tell me what religion I need to follow.
It's my always feel curiosity because British, that Brexit reason is they don't like immigrants. Right?
Yeah, but have you ever been to Britain? Have you ever been to London?
Yeah.
How many white people are in London?
No.
They're all from India and Africa. And I mean, London is one of the most non-white cities I've ever been in.
Like Los Angeles.
Los Angeles too, but that's more domestic. London has all of these immigrants from all over the world.
But London and like Germany and French people, they don't like immigrants. But America, never mind.
In America, like I said, as long as you
America, no discrimination. Well, they had in
there's
history.
some, but it's not.
They had in the history. I
Yeah,
know that,
yeah.
but not now.
And there's some
Do they?
low volume discrimination. You know, towel heads.
Or they are familiar with because everybody is immigrant, so they are familiar with how to handle aliens.
Well, but people assimilate when they come to America and they immigrate to America. They assimilate into the culture, and they become Americans. You know, they salute
But
the flag.
how come European people they not like that?
And yet Europe is full of immigrants. It's full of immigrants.
But they negative for immigrants, right? But America is still, Trump says that, but actually American people welcome.
As long as you fit in, America will accept you.
This is my one curiosity for those issues. Why America has no problem, even if they accept overseas people?
Well, America is a country of immigrants.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
but this is.
Other than the native Indians, there was nobody there when the British.
By the way, we don't have so much time. I want to discuss about Afghanistan. Yeah.
Okay, what's the question?
My question is, Trump want to get money from Afghanistan.
Money?
Money. Kushner.
That country doesn't have any money.
No. They have lot of minerals.
That's a different story.
Okay, lot of minerals, lot of sort of asset they have. So, do you know the senior advisor is Trump advisor is Eric Prince?
Yes.
Okay, Eric Prince. Do you know him, right?
I think I told you this.
Yeah. So
you're telling me what I told you.
That's right. So what do you think about Trump through mind? An American interest, but Trump looks like not he's American interest, America first. But I believe that Trump first.
Yeah, well,
I got money first, okay, then American people, American interest.
Well,
first is my interest.
Yeah, well, first of all, if you're going to
tell you, okay,
Uh-huh.
before election, he decided to retreat troops from Afghanistan. As soon as he elected, he just I decide to send more soldiers to Afghanistan. It means, Eric Prince told me, got a lot of opportunity to get money. So I tried to get money. So I just secretly, using Kushner, tried to build a company there, and I want to steal money from Afghanistan. That's the reason why he tried eager to send troops to that. So American soldiers not willingly to battle against Taliban.
All right, well, let me tell you something. The minute he tries to go in there and take those minerals out of the country without benefiting the country, the minute he tries to steal that, Afghanis are the worst enemies in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They are the worst enemies that you can have in the world.
Enemy? Who?
Afghanistan people.
Enemy?
They are the worst enemy you can have.
Really?
Well, look at Alexander the Great.
Oh, you mean the
look
history.
at Soviet Union.
They are very tough.
They are tough, and you can't get rid of them. I mean, they know how to go and hide and then come back at you. So, if Eric Prince thinks that he's going to walk in there with a bunch of mercenaries and keep that place safe, no way. No
But
way.
no, let's say just for example, this Afghanistan, they have a lot of emerald.
They have it's a hugely rich country.
Yeah, that's right.
Hugely rich.
That's right. So
But it's for the Afghanis. You know, it's not for America. It's the Afghanis stuff. And so if America can come in there and show them how to mine it and drill it and process it, and they can do it in a way where they know.
you mean Trump? Why? But my question is, why
Why what?
Trump invade Afghanistan? The reason why I don't understand. Why they send?
Well, he only sent 4,000 troops, right? He didn't.
No, more than that. 4,000 is additional.
16,000.
No, 8,000 originally they stay there and plus 4,000.
Okay.
So it means 12,000.
It went to 12. But that's not that much, you know. That's.
But why? I don't find the reason why.
Well, what he said is it's because that's what the generals wanted him to do. The generals on his.
You mean they want to use weaponry?
No, the generals want to.
Why general want to?
They want to keep. They want to keep security of Afghanistan in place.
Why? But Soviet Union defeated. American cannot win. Taliban is very strong. Okay, the reason is simple. Their population support Taliban. Okay.
Yeah.
And they are not supporting American troops.
No, they don't like America.
They don't like America. So it means even if they are going to stay, American troops stay in Afghanistan for 10 years, 20 years, they cannot win.
They're not. I don't think they're trying to win right now.
No, but the benefit for the American people involvement, American government involvement.
Well, supposedly we're over there to help keep Al Qaeda and ISIS from growing, and somehow keep the Taliban from taking over. That's all that I understand about it, because the numbers are too small. You can't do anything with only 12,000 troops, other than, put out fires.
Like Obama said, and before election, Trump said, "Well, we're going to retreat troops from Afghanistan." This is the true answer.
Yeah, but the thing is, then he started getting cozy with the generals, and the generals like to fight. They want to fight a war.
Okay. And now we're going to the last question. How do you think about Middle East, America?
Well, America needs to stay out of the Middle East.
Recently, again, they started bombing in Syria. Do you know that?
Well, in Syria, the whole deal there is...
Syria is very complicated.
This is what I understand. Iran is trying to develop a land bridge to the sea through Syria.
Iran?
Iran.
Really?
If you look at what they're trying to do, they're trying to, and also I need a map. I can't remember how all this is laid out.
They are not inland country. They have a port.
But
you misunderstand.
Syria has a port on the Atlantic.
No, you're talking about this is the country need port is China.
China's got plenty of ports.
No. They want to build port Gaider Bay from Afghanistan.
All right,
Iran is they don't need port. They have a strong navy.
Hold on. Yeah, but they're wanting. They want that land. They want a land bridge coming through the middle of Syria.
Really?
Yes.
No, I
Yes.
don't know that.
Yes. Okay, hold on. I need a map.
Recently, the America the bombing again, supporting insurgent against Syrian regime. But I don't know why. Because the Syrian regime, Russia support, Iran support, they cannot topple Iranian topple Syrian government. So how come America tried to bomb him?
Because Iran wants that port on the Mediterranean Sea, which gives them access to the Atlantic.
They have their port.
Iran has ports in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah. They have very strong navy. Okay.
Yeah, but only on that side. What they want is a port on the Mediterranean.
Port on the Mediterranean? I don't understand what you mean.
And they got to go through Syria to get it.
Oh.
And Iraq. So they're trying to build a bridge through Iraq and through Syria in order to have access to the Mediterranean.
He just, my member asked me that, yes, やってます。Oh? Recently.
And so the United States is bombing in Syria in order to keep Iran from getting control of that land.
This is okay. Just show you now. There you go.
Okay. Oops. Okay, here's Iran. And here's Syria over here.
Yeah.
And Iran wants to go through Iraq and into Syria and have established a connection to the Mediterranean right there.
No kidding. I never heard about that.
Well, let me see if I can find any documentation on it.
I never heard about that. Do you have some article?
I've probably in Foreign Affairs or something like that. Maybe The Economist.
Not The Economist. I'm reading Economist. They never talking about Iran going to pass through the Mediterranean.
Strategy in the Middle East. Okay.
Okay, you understand, but anyway.
Okay. Iran strategy in Syria.
Okay. By the way, what I did wanted to discuss about here you go.
Oh, okay. You're back.
I want to discuss about why America coming back to Syria, the bombing for Syrian regime.
To combat Iran from doing this.
But it is useless even if they're going to bombing and what Iranian and Iran government and Russian government, they are strongly supporting for Syria regime. Even if Americans try to make what kind of effort, but they can't get win, right?
All they want to do is keep Iran.
Well, you can read this, so small characters. Young. Are you reading for Iranian to how to going to reach into Mediterranean Sea?
I'm dealing with my memory here, which is a little.
If you can find the article, send me.
I will.
Okay. Maybe I can check it, but not now. Okay. Takashi, do you have any question? I'm going to finish.
Yeah, it's okay. I did.
You okay? And I'm going to take dinner with Fred now.
Wish you were here. Like to have you for dinner.
But no, he's Hanoi.
I know.
So now it's still 6:30.
Yeah, early.
Okay, Takashi, we'll finish, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe you can come in Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, and it's again from Hanoi.
Oh, Saturday still Hanoi.
Next Monday.
Oh, still. You going back to Japan on Monday?
I know. That will be staying here until
next
Hanoi
Monday, until
and
Monday.
moving to flying back to Ho Chi Minh.
I see. Okay. So Saturday is morning in Egypt, and Egypt is we have big discussion in Egypt again. Afternoon, as you know, we continue the Monday morning discussion is advanced technology, especially for biotechnology, is homework for ed quitters. Okay?
Okay.
So this is very interesting, but how deeply he can survey for biotechnology, but I don't know. But Egypt is also, we have big issues for discussion Saturday morning. Egypt, okay? I don't know, still, I don't know. It's very difficult. Egypt is very complicated country. The relationship Middle East, Russia, and Iran, and any other countries. It's very difficult. They are changing all the way, past couple of years. Okay? So thank you very much for joining.
Hey, it was good to meet you, man.
Okay, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I hope to see you again sometime.
Okay. Bye-bye. So now I need to finish, but how
Okay.
oh, here you go.